Welcome back to the final day of New York Yacht Club Race Week at Newport, presented by ROLEX. It's taken 6 days for 85 boats in 10 classes to get to this point. The regatta will be decided, including the championships. The Swan 42s, they'll decide their national championship, and the J109s, it's the North American Championship. And by the looks of the weather forecast, we've got a light easterly, which should be somewhat of an underwhelming way to end what has been a fantastic week of racing here in Newport, Rhode Island. But hey, the sailors have to contend with Mother Nature. That's part of what this sport is all about. Phil Lotz's Arethusa has jumped up into the front of the Swan 42s. That's the first race we joined today. Leonardo Ferragamo at the helm of that blue boat right in the middle. What looks like a beautiful start, I think, is an OCS. Give Chris Culver's Blazer some credit though. Pin in, beautiful job, and bow down. And there it is, the Italians head back, live by the sword, die by it. J109s are next. Next is the J109's turn. Look at 260. I'm pretty sure that's going to be very close. Still 3 seconds to go to the start, and that bow, folks, is definitely over. Mad Dog will have to spin back. Make that Mad Dogs and Englishmen heading back. Caminos and Gut Feeling, good start for both of them down here at the leeward end. It's a left shift and pressure right, which has most all of the 109s on port tack. Well, that right pressure also had right-hand angle at the top of the course. The Swan 42s have found it. The upwind boats are on starboard. The downwind boats jibe set onto port, and Quintessence is out in front. Top mark for the J109s. We're likely to see some of the same stuff. Here's Nordlis in the lead. Dead downwind at that set. Is it a jibe? No. Head back up. We'll see what the rest of the fleet does. Impressive comeback for Mad Dogs and Englishmen. That was them setting with the red kite. Remember, they were over. Now back in the game. Caminos, also a bear-away set. So these guys are all doing bear-aways and then a jibe. Something about that Mad Dogs and Englishmen over early. Second at the top mark. Well, they've passed Nordlis and are on their way to the lead at the leeward mark. This right-hand shift is held, so the rest of the fleet follows them on port. Now the breeze evens out. Bottom of the track, and we've got some jibes. Here at the leeward mark, the Mad Dogs can't be stopped, and neither can the Englishmen. Left-hand gate and a change of course. Lucky for the lead boat, everyone behind is jammed in like a big traffic jam for second through roughly 10th place. All of them looking at this left-hand gate. Blue boat is Emoticon. Now they are the division leader. They're in about 15th place, trying to get inside Caminos. That's not going to happen. For both fleets, the breeze phases right again. Swan 42s are headed to the finish. Roger Windman's Quintessence is in the middle there, but he's getting attacked from both the left and the right. Can he hold on with just a few lengths from the finish? Will he snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, or will he be able to hold on with John Healy's daring on the outside? But Quintessence does it, just barely. And the Breeze again in a right-hand phase has all the 109s on port. No passing lanes for this fleet. Mad Dogs and Englishman owns the race. We join IRC for the final race of the event. There's the Gun and Vesper, who is leading this division in IRC 1 by quite a healthy margin. Screws the start up. I wonder if they were getting pinned by the boat to leeward, very likely. Near Miss is the one that's in second place. The rest of the fleet is off upwind to the left. Well, no, that was Privateer that seemed to be holding Vesper out. Vesper makes it into the start late, tacks immediately to port. Here's Spooky and Cool Breeze. They are currently 1 and 2 in IRC 2. Approaching the line, most of the fleet well off the line. Left-hand shift, Spooky goes for attack immediately. That's how it's done. Jonathan Bartlett at the back of Downtime, checking the Breeze as IRC 3 prepares for the start. Wow, now I'm not so sure how this is going to pan out. Leading Edge just tacked in, tried to port tack the fleet to the right of them. The 30-foot boat gets spun out. Literally, they stopped dead in the water. Another boat was over early. All the entertainment is here in IRC 3 at the start. .30 has gone back to restart. In trouble again. Port starboard here at the pin. This time it's with division leader Downtime, and they will go head to win. That's sort of a half attack. That is a delayed denial tack right there. Oh, when they almost hit the pin. Now here's the good news. They're off. Upwind Downtime gets back in the game thanks to a big left-hand shift. Wow, near miss. Rambler ducks behind the 30-foot boat in the lead of IRC 1. They'll head to the leeward gates. Behind them, all of the 52-footers, and a very good race for Takashi Okura's sled, leading all of them into the leeward gates here. It'll be left turn, heading to the right. Two jibes and a drop right here at the mark for Hooligan, and look at that, folks. The crew pulls it off beautifully. Now behind them, somewhere, is Jim Swartz's Vesper. They're having possibly their worst race of the series. Tough one. IRC 2 behind them. It's Spooky with a 3-point lead over the rest of the fleet, and with this race, it looks like they'll add one more on the scorecard. On their heels is Temptation, who won this regatta last time, but with this, the last race, doesn't look like that'll happen this year. And downwind in IRC 3, Downtime is not only back in the hunt, they are out in front. A big left-hand shift has everybody tight reaching downwind. Here's the rest of the fleet, and 30 has caught up quite a bit. Looks like she likes this angle. It's the same game in IRC 1, the 52s, tight reaching downwind, and we've had a lead change in or among those boats rather, it's now Frank Knoll's near miss out in front. Two legs later, and it's a win for Spooky in this race, and most likely overall. And for Rambler and IRC1, it's line honors, of course, but for this big fish in a small pond, we're not sure how they'll correct out. And finally, IRC3 for downtime. It's been a beautifully sailed race. They'll overlap the 52s across the line. And so the light easterly built into quite a good day of sailing and a fitting end to a spectacular week of racing here as New York Yacht Club Race Week at Newport, presented by Rolex, comes to a close. For a complete list of results, you can log on to the New York Yacht Club's website, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed our coverage. I'm Tucker Thompson for T2P TV. Thanks for joining us.